don't know if you can hear it squirting. Hang on a second. Got a little cleanup after Andrew. Cleanup on aisle 5. Yeah, I didn't, thank you for having this in your studio because we used to have a little shelf in here with all this crap, and now I can't find it. Is this thing even on?
Yep, live and direct.
People are going, what in the hell is going on with Leland Live? I'll tell you what it is. Andrew has like the plague, and we used to have a courtesy. Did he do a courtesy cleanup, or did he just leave it for me? I think he just left it. So I got to wipe down all the buttons. This is what happens when you share a space. When people see this live, I got to wipe down all the things. Engineers hate it when we do this because it's probably trashing the equipment. And it's only been like 30 years since they put this stuff in, so. All right, y'all get back in here. Here we go. Let me get the computer in place. Yeah, he spent his entire 4 hours when he wasn't talking about marital aids, talking about having the flu and about to die. And I didn't see him when I gave him time to get the hell out of here. But then I come walking in, AJ, and I don't need that for the Christmas holidays. You know what I'm saying?
No, none of us do.
Okay, almost done. And y'all are my witnesses. If I get the crud and give it to my entire family, we're all blaming Andrew. Hope he gets better. Serious business. All right, let's get going. Day before Christmas Eve, Santa Dixon left us some fudge. Did you get the fudge? Everybody's talking about the Dixon fudge. He works hard on that every year.
Something in here.
He texted me last night about it, so I knew he was going to do that.
He texted you? I didn't get no text message.
Well, he texted me wanting to know where Marty Duncan was. I was like, how am I supposed to know? What am I, like her press agent? And no, I think he wanted to send her. He made her some. I hope I didn't surprise anybody with that. But yeah, here we go. All right, let's go. We have a situation brewing in Wilmington, Delaware. And just started happening about 10, 15 minutes ago. Apparently a mass shooter type situation. When we say mass shooter, it's really one of those active shooter situations. At last report, there were 3 people down. One may involve an officer, and we think this has to do with, this has to do with the DMV. Who goes to the DMV the day before Christmas Eve? Either way. So I'm going to be watching that story, see if it develops into anything that we need to track or follow. The first major story of the day, real positive right out of the gate, was the GDP came in today, and I know some people they glaze right over. You start talking about the GDP, but that's our growth number. It stands for gross domestic product, and it came in at 4.35%. It was expected to be 3.1, so 1.2% higher than the so-called experts thought it would be, and that is really good news for Trump. So let's do a little math here. If your GDP is now exceeding 4, and you're holding inflation down to 2.7, that was our last annualized number, we're heading in the right direction. We're heading into 2026, where fuel is going to continue to drop because of production, where we're going to have mass input into the economy from people getting tax rebates and tax cuts next year once the new tax laws kick in January that were passed this year. So it takes a minute for these fundamentals to start to pay off, but here we go. With all that, and that's good news right before Christmas. Now, it's one thing to have the numbers and to outsmart the economist and take away talking points from the American left, but it's another for Americans to feel it in their pocketbooks. And you can damn sure bet that the leftists and their sock puppets in the mainstream media will continue to pretend that the economy is miserable and somehow that's Trump's fault. We just crawled out of misery, and we're still crawling, but we're getting there, and all those are good signs. And when you stack them together and look at some of the other input that's coming into the economy for this year alone with so many industrial projects that have been brought out of the ground. Now, Trump is crediting tariffs, and here's the bad news. Some bad news. The Supreme Court is still considering a ruling, and I don't know when they're expected to put this out, that could absolutely take that tariff structure away and may involve us having to actually repay tariff charges that we have put on other nations as part of a strategy. At issue is Trump's ability to tariff and to whimsically tariff without each and every tariff being considered and voted on by Congress. And Trump sees it as a part of his national security apparatus entrusted to any president to look out for the interest of the country. And it would be dysfunctional to have to go to Congress every time you need it. Look, we just went to Congress to try to keep the government reopened. You think they're going to approve each and every minute transactional detail of trade negotiations? The other conflict is trade is by its own nature a function of the presidency as described. It's one of the described functions of the presidency to negotiate international compacts and trade deals. That's an executive branch thing. So we hope the court rules properly. What makes people nervous is during the court hearing, that some of the justices you would think would be, I'm not saying pro-Trump, but pro-executive authority on this matter, seem to be arguing against it. And maybe they were doing so just for an intellectual exercise. But here we sit waiting on that ruling. And if the tariffs stand and this progress stands, this country's on a rocket ship. If not, it is going to be chaos. An adverse ruling from this court on the tariff issue alone will upend all of the economy, and maybe that's what they want to do, to be disruptive. So there's all that. Did I start heavy today? Yesterday we started off talking about giving people bad gifts. We got a little more news today, but plenty of time to goof off and get into all that stuff too. We already got a phone call. Here's Kevin over in Alpine with a call for us tonight. What's up, Kevin?
Hey, Leland. Merry Christmas, Leland.
Thank you, man.
Now, Leland, I think Donald Trump's got our country headed in the right direction. He hasn't been able to do everything that he wanted to do, but he's only been in for 11 months, and he's got things rocking. But now, you can't convince a hardcore liberal left person that things are headed in the right direction because they hate his stinking guts. Now, I'd like to know, can I use the four-letter ugly word for a urine without getting edited?
Let me ask AJ. He's my expert. AJ, can we say piss on the radio?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead, Kevin. AJ says it's okay.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I don't care about the economy as much as I care about the southern border, and it just absolutely pissed me off that Joe Dum Biden opened the floodgates, and all the Democrat politicians in Washington applauded it, never said a word about it. They just let them keep coming across because every one of them was a vote. And it just pissed me off to no end. It'd be fine with me if taxes were higher, gas was higher, and everything else. Just having Donald Trump in there shutting down that southern border is more than enough. Not to mention all these other wonderful things. Now, anybody that wants to go back to Joe Dum Pisshead Biden.
Wow, he doubled up on the pisshead.
They need to all send me $3 a gallon every time they get gas and pretend like they're still in there, and I'll shut up.
Kevin, you're pretty wired up for a day before Christmas Eve, man. Why are you so torqued up today?
Santa Claus is bringing me my Donald Trump clock. It's one of them that he announces something every hour on the hour.
Oh, really? Hold on. Wait a minute. The clock is sitting there, and every hour Trump says something, like he comes out like a cuckoo,
like
a bird.
That's it.
He pops
every
out and
hour
says something.
on the hour, he comes out with a positive message, and every half hour on the hour, he comes out and lambasts Joe stinking Dum Biden.
I was hoping, at least it'd have some insults involved in the Trump clock. Is this something you saw on Fox? Where did you see this clock? Where did you see the clock? How did you find out about this?
I don't know where Santa Claus gets it from, but
Little elves,
that's what
I
I told him when I sat on his lap the other day, that I wanted one of them clocks.
Was Santa Diddy or something like that? Why you sit on a grown man's lap?
All right, Kevin. I appreciate it tonight. Yeah. Kevin, a big Trump fan, not a Biden fan. I picked up on that.
Right. What do you call him? A dummy?
Dumb. And he has a Trump clock coming out. I didn't even know they made these things.
I know. I've been seeing the watch, not the clock, but
they're pimping that watch like it's a Rolex, and I get kind of burned out on it. We had Trump sneakers for a minute.
Now we got the Trump battleships.
Yes, of course that was yesterday, We used to have a big cabinet in here, well, a little cabinet in here, and we had all kind of knickknacks on it that people gave us all the time. Why'd they take that out, AJ? Was it too cluttery for these cameras? They wanted the set to look perfect.
Yeah.
That's an inside joke. And so they took we had Hillary and Trump and all these bobbleheads on it. AJ, somebody sent me a Hillary nutcracker one year.
I remember that, yeah.
I still have it. It's I got a box of listener gifts, novelty stuff. It came with nuts. It came with some walnuts. I still have the box and the walnuts. Hillary nutcracker. You just put the nut like right there. The little crackers. Anyway, y'all can picture it. Presidential novelty albums. I have.
Well, somebody remember? What's it? Who gave me this? Oh gosh, she used to do the show with us on Fridays. Amy Beth. Yes, Amy Beth Schaefer. Sorry, I was
AB.
Yes. And she got me a Obama Chia Pet, which I still have in the box.
I remember that now when the Chia Pets came out.
Yeah, and I still have it in the box.
It grew like a little afro or something?
Yeah, I still have it in the box. I hadn't even opened it yet.
You know, that's right. She gave me an Abe Lincoln one.
Mm-hmm.
We all got presidential Chia Pets.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good memory you have.
Mm-hmm.
Every now and then you have novelties. If I ever get up with live cameras in my home studio, you will see in the background there's a 6-pack of Billy Beer. You were too young to know what Billy Beer is.
Oh yeah, that's what's his name? The president's brother.
Jimmy Carter had a brother named Billy. He was a big old beer swilling redneck who owned a gas station.
Yep. That you didn't you have something to do with what
my father's church group blew the gas station up. It's a true story. We had the New York Times calling our house. It was by accident. It was a long story. It was a very big tragedy that day. Some kids got burned. I've told that story over and over again, and if the show gets slow, which it's likely to do today, I'll probably tell it again. But so Billy got so famous for, this Georgia governor, peanut farmer, running for president seemed absurd, but the country had been through some turmoil. Everybody wanted to go in a different direction. So they elected this affable, big grin governor who had this redneck brother who had a potbelly and owned a gas station and loved beer. So they came out with Billy Beer. And this was everything wasn't branded like it is now. I mean, the minute you get any fame, you get your name on a bag of dog food. I mean, you're endorsing all kind of products. That was kind of different. And somehow I had 2 6-packs of it that survived. They were gifted to me, and I gave one of them to Matt Murphy because he is from the state of Georgia, and I thought he would find some sentimental value in it. And I kept the other, and it's still in my home studio right now.
I mean, had you ever tasted it before?
No, I don't want to open the cans.
Well, no, I'm talking about outside of those.
Years old.
No, I'm talking about outside of those.
Now, when Billy Beer was out, I was 9.
I mean, but it was a different time back in those days.
Well, that's true. They did let us drink. My family only let the kids drink Old Milwaukee.
I'm just saying because my grandmother, I ain't gonna lie, my grandmother, I used to drink gin and juice.
Yep.
I used to drink beer.
Mm-hmm.
At a very young age. And I mean, I was in the confine of like my grandmother, and but like on Fridays,
grandmothers were good like that back then.
We would play blues, and we would sit there and listen to like Muddy Waters.
We do that today,
and just sit back and I'm like,
you sat around listening to Muddy Waters, drinking beer with your grandmother.
Not like I ain't drinking like a whole pint. I mean, we're just sipping on
some gin and juice.
Yes, I promise.
With your mind on your money and your money on your mind.
Nah, I promise you, my grandmother used to do that. I mean, I would call my mama right now, and she would tell you that's what she used to do on Fridays. And she would play old school
Please put her
blues
on the radio. That is so fun.
Yes, and she would play blues music, and we would sit back and we'll watch.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and then like on New Year's Eve, we would drink champagne.
Yeah, some champipple like Fred Sanford.
Well, yeah, there was this Corball or Cobalt, whatever that stuff was.
Yeah,
it was
cheap
very
stuff.
Dry and
we
nasty.
were poor. We drank Andre, $3.58 a bottle. True story. So you and your grandmother were laid back.
Yes, this is before Snoop Dogg and
that's
Dr.
where he
Dre.
got the story. He stole it from AJ's grandmother.
But no, I'm serious. Like we used to sit back and I mean I ain't drink like a whole big old glass. Like I'll just have a little sip here and sip there. But yeah, she would just allow us to do it.
And of course, I'm reminded of the Jeff Sessions marijuana rolling papers.
Jeff Sessions had marijuana.
Well, he didn't officially. I think that somebody played a joke on him and made some weed papers, and someone sent me a huge supply of them. Also, some stickers with Jeff Sessions' head smoking weed, and I have them on my guitar case. True story.
Didn't somebody, when they were allowing brewers to brew their own beer, somebody came out with a, what's his name? Dr. Robert Bentley beer.
What about Dr. Robert Bentley? Yeah, there was some. There was some kind of spoof.
Yeah, somebody made a beer and they
yes,
sent us some.
It was some grab them by the peach ale or something. You remember that?
Yeah.
It was some peach flavored liquor or tea something. Yes, I remember seeing the sign for it. You forgot about that.
Yeah, somebody sent us.
Y'all are good.
And it was like a big jug. It was like Dr. Bentley's something.
Yes, I bet I can pull that up here in just a minute. It was definitely taking fun of the 50 Shades of Gross over there, governor that we had. Let's see, Dr. Bentley ale. I think it was an ale, I want to say. Never tried it, but it was somebody up in North Alabama that did it. Oh, blah, blah, blah. I don't see it popping up immediately, but yeah, somewhere I got one of the stickers. So yeah, as you can tell, the news is slow today, and I'm slow today, and AJ's slow today, so we're going to take it slow today and take your phone calls, talk about whatever comes up. We're still following these very serious stories of this potential shooting incident in Wilmington, Delaware. I've been there quite a few times years and years ago. I had a relative of a relative that lived there. Quaint little town, despite Joe Biden claiming to have been from there. Quirky little town, but somebody has done. Shout out to DMV in Wilmington. Joey is on a cell phone. What's up, Joey?
Happening, man?
Hey, man.
Merry Christmas to you
You too,
guys.
buddy. What's going on?
Hey. Santa Claus is coming to town, baby, and I am ready.
Tell me how you're
For him to be gone. Get out of here. He used to bring me toys, now he brings me invoices.
Yeah, he
You know,
brings
I'm
me
ready
a
to go.
list of
Hey,
things
I'm
to do.
I'm gonna say something here. It's just gonna make the liberals' Christmas even worse.
Okay.
I just left Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and it is 204.9 a gallon. And that wasn't some cheap gas station. That was a Chevron.
Really? That's pretty cheap. I haven't seen it below 2.
204.
Okay.
It's 232 in Alabaster right now.
There's a big race.
No, 229.
There's a big
229,
raceway
I'm
near
sorry.
me that has put up a massive billboard with their price on it. You can't miss it on 280. And
Yeah.
I think I saw it at 245 last night. It might have gone up overnight.
Yeah, it's come down again today. It was actually 229 in Alabaster. And, you were talking about the Billy beer. And you old enough, you probably remember the Walmart beer that was just in a white can that just said beer on it in black letters. No ingredients, no nothing, just beer on the side of the can. You could buy.
I had a can of Anheuser-Busch water one time, and you can make your Bud Light jokes if you want to, but there was some tragedy where they were handing out – Anheuser-Busch decided to help out, and they canned a bunch of water in their beer cans and just made some official water so we could get water.
Hurricane Andrew.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah.
Hurricane Andrew, they did that. And I also got one of them because I kind of collect different oddities like that. Of course, I don't have a Billy beer, but my brother does. So, hopefully it'll work out. I can get it from him one day. I don't know, but anyway.
Maybe leave it in the will.
You guys have a Merry Christmas.
All right,
Enjoy
Joey.
listening to you guys.
There's
Bye-bye.
Joey tonight, as we were just talking about whatever products. How did we get into that? Yeah, it turns out the beer, the Robert Bentley thing was unimpeachable pale ale. I knew there was the word peach in there somewhere. And it was made, I think it was just, I don't know if they actually produced it, but maybe they did. I see a can of it here. The name of the brewery was Alabama's Salty Nut Brewery.
Mm-hmm.
It was unimpeachable pale ale.
Yeah, there you go.
Made after, it was peach infused pale ale with Idaho 7 hops.
Yeah, and they both sent us a bottle of that.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was actually not too bad. It was really
You
good.
tried it?
I did. And I think it had like his face on it somewhere, I think.
I'll just have his hands.
Or hands. Something.
I think it did. Didn't it have his never mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
Douglas Cooling and Heating bringing you the show tonight. Y'all stay on top of your heating and air system. You don't want that to go sideways on you. It really can get expensive if you don't do the maintenance. I learned that lesson about 16 years ago when I first reached out to Douglas. I had y'all have heard this story over and over, but I had Bunch Company, dead of summer. That's when they break in the peak seasons. Dead of winter, dead of summer, when they're running at full speed, and then something goes pop, and then you're, in this case, it was summertime. I was without heat, had company in from out of town. Good Lord, what are you going to do? I was searching around. I was going to have to put people in hotel rooms. Luckily, they were able to come out and give me a diagnosis and get an install done. But that was, and the thing is, I'll never forget the technician when he was looking at the old system going, man, when's the last time you serviced this thing? This is a true story, AJ. He looked at me like, you're an irresponsible human being. And I went, service it? What do you mean service it? He said, you ain't never had it clean? No, sir, I have not. No wonder it died. He was down there on his hands and knees. I was like, yep, that's my fault. So stay on top of it and do it with Douglas. They've got a care package. I bought into it where you can sort of prepay, and they come out twice a year and take care of you. For the tune-up, it's not 2 free visits. I think one of our listeners got that confused. But it's a spring and then a fall tune-up. So you can get the cleanup, the tune-up, everything gets checked out. That stretches out the life and makes it last longer for you too. It's Douglas Cooling and Heating. Call Douglas.com, CALL, calldouglas.com. That's that love scene sax right there, man. What is going on right now?
Welcome to Hallmark.
Break out that sax. That's a different sax, man. Look out.
Lifetime. Look here on Leland Live. Merry Christmas, Leland.
We'll go home tonight. We're going to play a Hallmark movie. I got my plaid shirt. Thomas is on a cell phone. What's up, Thomas?
Oh, I'm heading to North Carolina. I was going to let you know, I got the honor and pleasure of drinking some Billy beer back in the 70s. I was in the Army, and I bought a 6-pack and took it back to the barracks, and all of us thought it was disgusting, and it was.
Was it?
I'll put it this way. Carling's Black Label tasted far, far better.
Yikes. Who actually made it? I have no idea who actually produced this beer, because you didn't have microbrews and breweries all over the place back then.
I don't remember it. I know the day Channel News that it had been discontinued, I went out that day and went to 4 different stores to try to find some. It was all gone. They already pulled it.
If that's one of those things like the Bear Bryant Coke bottles. If you know anybody over 50, somebody in their family has a Bear Bryant Coke bottle. I had one for a long time.
I got one. I also got the Anheuser-Busch water. They handed that out after Hurricane Katrina, too. Yeah. So I guess Anheuser-Busch does it in times of need like that, which is good.
It's good PR, except for they didn't put a tranny on the can this year, so people like them again. So thanks, Thomas. All right, here we go. Top of the hour, or bottom of the hour. We're going to update you on this Delaware thing. I'm trying to keep an eye on it. It looks pretty serious. Back in a minute. Just rearranging the furniture in here. Only radio people would put a camera and then a gigantic mic thing right in front of the camera.
You know what? The lighting, looking at the light, you have a lot of blue on you. You know, and I see what they do. What it is that white piece of paper on top. Cause like I look kind of natural.
It looks terrible in here.
Yeah, you look like
we're doing what we can with it.
Yeah, you look like you got whatever Andrew got.
Yeah, I look like I just was told some bad news. Sorry, Mr. Whaley, your cat is dead.
No.
At a police station.
So
in an Alfred Hitchcock movie.
So we got
directed by Christopher Nolan.
We got you in the gas station with a gun with all the fingerprints on it.
I don't know nothing. I didn't do it. I'm telling y'all I didn't do it.
That's just my go-to.
I'm innocent, I tell you.
Roll Tide. Remember that guy?
Yeah.
I'm innocent.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. Oh, we used to have fun on this show. Alabama Bass bringing you the show tonight, alabamabass.com. Boy, they've got the setups for you. Now, this deal doesn't last but a few more days. If you want to get in on it, get in on it, and here's how it go. They're throwing in a free a seat attachment. Now, some people love the walk-in easy entry systems and just want to stand there and let the water flow and get your shower and get done and get out. That's the whole point of replacing your bathtub. But these seats are kind of a happy medium because some of them fold down, some of them are fixed, but you can stand or you can sit. And because you're not getting down into the tub, it's a whole lot easier to do it. And there's a grab handle right there to lift yourself back up. And so people like the option. This would normally be $1,000 add-on at Alabama Bass, but man, they're throwing that in for free right now if you drop my name at Alabama Bass. Now, they'll probably be closed tomorrow and Christmas Day, but reach out to them. This deal goes through the end of the year, and at sometime at the first of the year, we'll start promoting a whole nother project they've got going for this year that's pretty exciting. So y'all reach out to them for the absolute best people to work with on this. Good local company, in business 40-plus years, people with decades of experience. They're your neighbors. They don't do the cheap, high-pressure tactics. They don't do any of that. It's alabamabass.com, alabamabass.com. All right, so very serious story. We got a couple of things actually brewing this hour, and I hate to bring tragic news this so close to the holidays. There's always something about the backdrop of the holidays that makes these things feel worse. But first up, let's go to Wilmington, Delaware. Huge police response. Somebody apparently has whipped out a gun at the DMV. I don't know if this is because it's the DMV, because y'all have all felt like that at the DMV. Let's be honest. But at least 2 people have been shot. We don't know if anybody's been killed. We think an officer may be involved. We have no idea what's going on here. But this is pretty dramatic audio. I think you can hear gunshots in this as the police are rolling up on this DMV in Wilmington, Delaware. And, of course, we had a little S word in there. But good catch, AJ. Some of y'all might have gotten dumped out of that. A guy said, everybody's got to
right.
Everybody's got to drop an S word in the. Would you do that if you were whipped out your camera to shoot a tragedy? I guess maybe so. That's what we're all thinking.
I mean, yeah, but you got to understand. Well, see, my brain would have been like, this is going to probably be rebroadcast.
See, we're in the business.
Right.
We'll be thinking, shut up.
Yeah.
Don't need any extra sound. Let's capture the moment.
Right.
And then otherwise you got people like, oh, 5 shots. I counted. Did you hear that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But it was in the foreground. I don't know where this person was. It sounded like that gun was very close to that camera.
Yeah, it does. And there's a lot of police officers, police presence over here at this DMV in Delaware.
Good Lord.
It is a crazy, crazy scene. But yeah, I mean, yeah, that gunshot did sound pretty close to be.
It was
inside.
Loud and sharp, so
right.
It felt like it was right near the camera. It could have been police shooting back at whatever was going on, and this guy was out there where the cops were on the outside. All right, so we're trying to track that. And then we've got this story just came across where apparently there's been a large explosion. This is so tragic. At a nursing home in Bristol, Pennsylvania. They're reporting numerous casualties. We've got I'm looking at the building. I think I can see some debris on the ground. Hey, Jim, I'm going to send you this. Take a listen to this audio and see if it's usable as well. And we'll have to chase those unexpected tragedies this afternoon and see what's happened there. Apparently, it was called the Silver Lake Nursing Home. And, man, there's an entire wall on the ground. There's a roof on fire. And you can imagine it being a nursing home. These people aren't as ambulatory or mobile as you would be in another crowded building. This also would be their home where they live. And who knows what is the cause of that. But, man, anytime we got these kind of tragedies this close to Christmas, I'm telling you. So active shooter reported at the DMV in Wilmington, Delaware. And then we got this Bristol, Pennsylvania story that we're following both simultaneously. And if anything new develops on either one of those, we'll let you know. And I think I just saw on my screen, I'm scrolling around looking for details on this as well, that the Supreme Court might have handed down a ruling today with regard to whether or not the National Guard can be used in one of those situations. I'm not sure exactly which one, because the Guard had been deployed, I think, in D.C. and in some other areas. So I don't know which way they ruled. I just looked up and saw something about a National Guard ruling. So we'll try to dig that up for you, too, as we go through the afternoon. 545-9950 is the number. If you want to get on the show, come on. We'll put you on whatever you got on your mind. We've talked about a little of everything already with just 40 minutes of the show done and counted for. One more thing there were some more Epstein files out today, and this is what made Trump recoil when they first started talking about the Epstein files. According to the Justice Department, there were some accusations, the way they put it, that were planted with Justice about Trump and Epstein right before the 2020 election. These are accusations that had never been heard before about Trump and Epstein. But remember that election year and all the craziness. So the FBI took the information in, checked it out, and found out that it had no credibility. But the way the law reads is that they're doing a giant dump on everything in the Epstein files. So dutifully, the Justice Department put those files out today with those accusations, but with the caveat that these have been looked at, they are salacious, and have been founded to be untrue. So what Trump recoils at, if you think about where this man has been at this point in his presidency, he has absolutely been the target and the victim, in some people's eyes, of made-up legal cases and accusations, and it doesn't have a shred of truth in it and be absolutely based in nothing, but can get drug on for 3 or 4 years and interrupts his momentum. That's exactly what they did with the Russian scandal. There was never an ounce of truth to it. It was made up by the Clintons and propagated into the system, and to the point where they appointed a special prosecutor and drug it out for years and failed to find anything, and then moved on to the next scandal that they made up. They made these things up. So in this case, they made up some stuff and planted it in the Epstein files, and some surmise, and we were guessing at this before the release anyway, that they did that to keep Trump from releasing the Epstein files, to protect Bill Clinton and all the people that have already been exposed by some of their association with Epstein. That the idea is you put that in there, and now Trump's not going to release it, because then it opens up a can of worms. He's got to defend himself against a false charge for 2 or 3 more years, and then only to be found right 3 years later after a lot of money and a lot of damage. Trump didn't want to go down that road again, but the law is what it is. So they put the files out, and it turns out absolute to be nothing. Only an absolute kook who have just lost their minds over this one particular president would believe anything in it. And so that's pretty much laying there like a steaming dog turd on the lawn this afternoon. Let's see what else we can dig up. I'm trying to make sure my eyes are in 5 directions right now, because we're watching all these breaking stories. One of the things, let me just go back to this because I did read about this part. One of these things, Department of Justice just put this out 15 minutes ago. Remember this Dr. Larry Nassar, who was, I guess, what was he, a team physician or an Olympic doctor?
He was the Olympic team physician.
And he was accused of molesting all those girls, and he got busted. And there was a letter, a fake letter, according to Justice, that was put in the files in the Epstein case that claimed to be a letter that was written from Epstein to Nassar invoking Trump. And the letter said something along the lines of, Trump is like us. He likes some nubile, is what allegedly the letter said. And supposedly he wrote this right before he killed himself. Now, do you really think a guy who's been snatched up, put in jail, and finally going to be held accountable for his operation is going to write a random letter to some doctor that got busted, admitting it, admitting his picadillos, and just to include Trump in the letter, which, even if true, would prove nothing, but they immediately determined that the letter was incorrect. So here's my question. Why not go after who gave this incorrect information to the government? I mean, whoever planted this, whoever put this in there, whether it was an agent that went out and did an interview or somebody that called a tip line, they should know who did this and go after them for doing this. So we'll let you know if there's any other information. There's apparently a picture. You don't know what to believe anymore. There's a picture of Epstein looks like he's laying on a gurney or something after being found dead. And he's in some kind of blue, I think it's that suicide vest they had him in. He looks like he's got sort of ligatures or whatever around his throat in this picture, eyes closed. Apparently that's a death photo. We don't even know if that's legit based on everything that's being released tonight. But so there's some more headlines for you. Man, we go to having fun, and then it gets heavy again. Too much news to deal with on December 23rd. Huey Tampon, let's talk about some deals that they've got for you over at Huey Tampon, man. Tommy and I stay in regular contact. And I just reached out to him. I said, let me know what the new year brings, because we're going to push these new specials at the store. And when we talk about Huey Tampon, we're talking about the gun side of the business. They still work their pawn license, and they do have cool things that people bring in. But for the most part, what they're dealing with, these are gunsmiths, and they've got a nice gun counter, and they're always selling on price with some names you're going to trust and know. One of the latest things is they've got, I think he's almost out of them, but these Ruger 57s, they've got those pistols on sale for $399. If you're still out there running around trying to get your Christmas list buttoned up, take a look at that. If you're a hunter, the Ruger American Gen 2 rifles, every caliber they have in that hunting rifle is only $539. Then there's the AR platforms. They constantly keep a good stock of Radical AR pistols and long guns. Those are $389.99 during Christmas. Deals all over the place. Y'all go and see them. It's Huey Tampon on Brook Lane Drive. They're open for a few more hours today. I'm not sure about their hours tomorrow, but good shopping opportunities for that gun lover in your life. Chris is in Fultondale. What's up, Chris?
Hey, Leland.
Hey, man.
Have you seen this Alabama 250 commercial? Or I think it's tied in with the 250th anniversary of the Declaration. Next year.
No, what's it about?
It's got a bunch of people talking about the 250th anniversary of the country and all that, but it's an Alabama commercial, and people just talking different little segments, a bunch of different people. Then it gets to one point where it has this older man on there, and he says talks about where we've come from, and then I think it was a lady that says where we're at, and then it has this, I think, of an effeminate man talking about where we're going.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's really kind of funny to me, to watch it. And it's like, okay, really, is that where we're going?
So what is it? So you got Peter Pan jumps out at the end and guess where we're going? I've got to look at it, I guess, to see what you're getting at. Yeah.
Yeah.
He probably was an elected official? We've got some beta males down there. We got some regular Joes down there too, but there are a couple that are anyway. Yeah, man, I'll have to check that out, Chris. I have not seen it.
Yeah, it's I've seen it a couple of times. I saw it last night. I thought, man, this is.
Well, is it just on
crazy.
Local television or whatnot?
Yeah, I don't remember. Maybe on Fox 6 or something.
Okay, we'll see if I can. Yeah. We'll see if we can search it out on the internet, see if we can find it and make fun of it as well.
Yeah, I think it's an Alabama 250 or something.
Alabama
like that.
250. This is Governor Kay Ivey. I remember when they signed the Declaration. Is that how it starts? I was just a little girl down in Washington County, wherever she's from. All right, here we go. Wilcox County. I think she's from Wilcox, isn't she? Proudly so. Okay, all right, real quick, let's take the break. We'll come back. Let me chase these moving targets of stories and more of your phone calls to 545-9950, Leland Live. It's 2:52, Leland Live, Talk 99.5. If you are looking for some precious metal gift giving, it's Alabama Gold Refinery. Steve's got a great shop over there. It's a fair place in their exchanges. It's a safe place, both in its location and all the features they have built in, because you're coming and going with your cash and your valuables, and a really good place to do these exchanges. And it's nice when sometimes you want to move from cash into a position with gold or silver or platinum. Sometimes you've collected that, but you've got to cash out. You need your cash for something liquid. It's always liquid. Gold is just like that. It holds value, but it's instantly fungible. So y'all reach out to Steve, learn a lot about how it works, and get to know him, and you'll have a resource when you're ready to do this trading. Yesterday, gold was at $4,500. Let me see. I don't know what time, if it closes, if the markets close early today. I'll check it again at 3 o'clock and see if it's moved any. But the latest indicator of today is gold is sitting at $45.18, and I think that's a record again. It just keeps doing that. Y'all go see them. It's Alabama Gold Refinery, AGR, alabamagoldrefinery.com. Let's hit the phones again. Appreciate all the calls today. Here's Richard the Cop. What's up, Richard?
First thing I want to say, Leland, is anybody that says that the economy is not doing well has not seen Buc-ee's in Lee.
It's crazy.
I'm sitting here, look, I just dropped off over here on an Uber trip, and they got 200 gas pumps and not one empty, man. The traffic coming off the interstate going in is like the Thanksgiving Day parade. And more important, this past year, y'all have done it again. Val and Richard and you and AJ and Andrew and Kerry have kept this world of information that's disinformation cleared out straight and shot the straight stuff to us. Y'all are a blessing to the community, the whole group. I don't get my news anywhere else from you but y'all. It's just a situation that if the group went away and that station wasn't there no more, it would be such a great loss to the community, and I appreciate y'all, and I hope y'all have a good Christmas.
Well, man, that was too kind. You want to keep going, Richard? I'm kidding. Thanks, man. That was very nice of you. You too, and Merry Christmas to you, and thanks for you contributing all year long. You're always here for us as well. We love our regular callers, man.
Well, y'all have a good one, and Tom in Pell City, keep calm, brother. The end of the year is here. He's one of Andrew's regular buddies, too. Y'all have a good one.
All right, there's Richard checking in. Let's go to Bill. He's over on a cell phone. What's up, Bill?
Hi, Leland. How are we doing today?
We're doing quite well.
I think you're in top form here. I listen to you all the time, and I really enjoy the station.
Well, thank you.
I called a while ago. It said something about bottles, so I said, well, let me call in here. I have a bottle. I broke one, unfortunately. The Royal Crown Cola, and it has a good keeping half seal of approval stamp on it. And a fellow told me they only had that for 2 years.
Okay.
And there's no other Coke bottle or soft drink that's got it.
Well, you need to assess that. You need to take it to the Pawn Stars guy and get him to bring in an expert. Anything that's rare like that is instantly collectible, and it's amazing. That's a whole world. People that collect Coke products and even RC products from over in Columbus, Georgia. Yeah, it's a big deal.
Yep.
Who knows what that's worth?
That's right, and I feel bad about it. I broke one of them, but we was having a yard sale.
Yep.
And I had a bunch of them, and a bottle collector come by, and I happened to know him and didn't know it. He was a clown, and he come to our fair every year and walked to Midway and helped the kids. But he says, put this bottle back. If you find another one, lock it up too. And he told me the story on it.
Well, have you ever had a ballpark assessment on what it might be worth?
No, never have.
That'd be fascinating to
know. I guess
know.
I need to.
AJ, what if we turned that into a show segment? People bring their crap in and we try to get somebody to appraise it. What's that show? It used to be on NPR or PBS.
Yeah.
something.
Antiques Roadshow.
That's it. Yeah. I've watched that before. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I still see it every once in a while. But,
you don't want us to do it because
throw that in there today.
He has a collectible bottle of RC Cola, and then be like, "Oh yes," and then you open it, taste it, be like, "Oh yes, this bottle was worth $10,000, but since it's opened,
I give $5 for it. I give $5. Thanks, Bill. Appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah, y'all have a blessed day and a very happy New Year.
You too, buddy. That reminds me of a story from our trip last weekend. Went up to New York to see my new grandbaby, and we took baby girl out for a dinner and a show and did all that New York stuff with her. So we wound up sitting really at this bar. They didn't have enough seating, and we were in a hurry, and we said, yeah, we'll sit at the end of the bar in the restaurant. And this sommelier guy, not Somalian, that's a whole different deal, but this wine guy comes back there, and he looks nervous, and I heard another guy go, oh, you got the fat boy out. And I went, oh, what are we talking about right now? He had this huge bottle of wine, and this guy was approaching it like it was a bomb that he had to defuse. Mm-hmm. And I was watching him. He was right across from me, and I was just watching him. And he pulls out these tools, and he threaded the corkscrew down in there real easy, and then he used this other tool. And finally, he looked over his shoulder at me and said, this is a 1967. He said, I don't even know how old that is. I was like, I can tell you exactly how old that is because that's my birthday. That was my birthday year. I said, are you serious? It was 1967 bottle of wine. So somebody had ordered it, and so he sat there and surgically took this cork out. That's the scary part because the cork can just break off. It's 59, almost 60 years old. Did I just say that out loud? Yeah. And so he got the cork out like a champ, and then the other waiter guy comes up to him and goes, oh, no, the customer wanted you to open it in front of him at the table.
Oh.
That guy turned like – he looked like me on this camera right here. He was all green and white.
Oh, God.
And I was like, what?
Ooh.
But I think he got away with it. And I saw him, he snuck a little for himself because he kept sniffing it. He actually brought it over and let me sniff the wine.
Man, no, first of all, hold up.
White people, man, we do that. We sniff each other's wine.
Don't put your nose.
Yeah, I know, but we do. We
on
do,
my bottle.
It's like you got to get the bouquet, man.
No, I don't want to
smell the earthworms and all the crab apples.
Let me tell you what it is.
It's a hint of car tire.
No.
That's what I told him.
Now I got a hint of Leland's nose all up in my.
And then AJ Smith was like, I got a hint of booger. It is kind of gross, isn't it, where they stick their nose down in there?
Yeah,
do it with your own glass.
I don't do that with my
we were sniffing with the snifter.
It's just like when you don't drink the wine. You got to swish it in your mouth and then spit it out. Why? I didn't buy the wine.
Just being snotty.
I didn't buy the wine and spit it out.
Cause a fight at the parties I go through. Man, that's some good Mad Dog. Don't be spitting it out.
This is a 2024 bottle of MD 2020.
That cost me $12.
Vintage.